guys. Yeah, I know. I know you're gonna ask me about why I have been a long time never made this kind of special videos. Although I talked before and I tell you guys before that I'm gonna make special video. Actually, I made few special videos in my channel, and that is very insane and crazy video as well. But it just been taken down kind of like 3 to 4 months ago by YouTube. But if you are a I mean, you if you are a subscriber that just subscribed my channels kind of few weeks ago, you won't be able to see that video. But if you are a subscriber that had subscribed me for a long time, like maybe half a year or maybe 5 months ago, then you maybe watched those videos before. So what actually is in that video is about the Adobe crack tutorial, which I teach you guys how to crack this Adobe software, which is Adobe Premiere Pro, Adobe After Effects, or either Adobe Audition. They are looking right now. Teach you how to crack this software with just 10 minutes, and it's really going to work without any root system or anything, or any kind of you need to download some software and only you can crack all those stuff. It's just using your computer to crack those software. So after I uploaded those video, and it's already been taken down by YouTube, so I stopped making these special videos until right now that you're watching right now, which this one is not about crack, but I'm going to teach you how to edit your video with, oh sorry, it's not cute, your videos with this mic, which is the earphone mic. Yeah, I know it's really crazy for you to, for you to believe, but it's true. Using this 10 ringgit, which is around 1.5 dollars. Yeah, it's around $1 earphone mic, and get it quality audio. A cubing YouTuber, which means we make cubing tutorials in YouTube. So the most important to attract audience is we have to get a quality audio, but we have budget ties, which means we do not have enough money to go and buy those fancy boom mics or anything. So what we're going to do to use this kind of mics, which is the earphone mics which you have with your phone when you buy a phone. I mean like Huawei, Oppo, anything. I'm not talking about um iPhone 12, because iPhone 12 don't comes with a mic anymore. I mean earphone mic. So what we're gonna do with this cheap mic over here and change it to a quality sound is using this software, which is the Adobe Audition. So afterwards, I'm gonna teach you how to create a quality sound with just using a cheap mic with this software, with this crazy insane software. So bet you need to watch this video till the end. Let's go. The same, I will normally start with the cube info, but today I'm going to change the cube info to edit info, which is this is a edit tutorial and it's no more about cube anymore, which means special video as well. What probably says. So I'm going to teach you 5 easy steps, which not 5 but 3 is denoise, specific noise reduction process, master audio, and the two special ones. I'm not going to explain the last two, which is the EQ and the compressor tutorial, because it really costs a long time. So if you want that tutorial, you can always comment below in the in the comment section, or you can comment in the Human Cuber official IG account as well. And by the way, this is a video that is being requested on my story poll that I just kind of like posted a few weeks ago, like couple weeks ago, and I asked for their opinion. Then they said yes, they need this tutorial. So today I'm gonna make this tutorial, and if you want more new videos, you can always comment in my HumanCuber officially IG account as well. So let's go. well, how we're going to set up our earphone mic, which is we need to leave about 3 to 4 cm as well. If you can put around 5 to 6 cm as well. So what actually we need to do that is because we don't want our mic to be too near to our mouth, which is if you put your mic too near to your mouth, this comes out, which is when your mouth touches your mic, which is like this, those kind of sounds and those bumpy sounds and maybe a bit of reverse sound. So as well as if we put a bit further, a bit like, I mean 3 to 4 cm, you need to talk louder, but please remember to control voice, because when you control voice, the voice won't go so loud. So when you do the compress system or when you do the denoise or anything, it's way more easier for you to edit the sound and pull the sound and like kind of like tighter bits, so it won't goes out further apart to pieces. After I show you what actually means by denoise and those EQ everything, you know what actually I mean about. So first of all, I had prepared a original audio without any edits using this mic, which is the earphone mic, to record this audio, and it sounds like very nasty and it got bloody sounds combined together, which is our original sound before edit. So let's listen to this audio first.
Hey guys, what's up? Can you hear me? Blah blah blah. This is the worst voice I never hear before.
As you hear just now, that voice clip, which is very horrible, and as you can hear that it got those bumpy sounds, which is the I call it as the reverb sound, which why I say when you talk too loud or maybe you do some blows, you blows your air through your mouth and it comes out like when you touches your mic, which is those kind of sounds. So what actually we can do with this to get rid those kind of sounds and the air conditioning sounds in this part, which is using the denoise effects, which is right here. You go to effects, noise reduction process, and you go to denoise. So what actually we can do with this denoise is actually a very great effects control as well. So first of all, as we if you take off the screen bar, which is we hear our normal voice, which is like this.
Hey guys, what's up? Can you hear me? Blah blah blah. This is the worst voice I never hear before.
Okay, so afterwards we're gonna put around 80, I mean 80 to 95% around that number, which is it will cut off all the air conditioning sounds and all those bumpy mic sound, to cut and get rid of those, makes your audio clean a bit than before. So normally I'll put 90, based on discounts I'll put 95. Yeah, 95, but don't put above 95%, which is you will kind of like sound unnatural and you will very be hard to edit the I mean the EQ and the compressor afterwards. So we're gonna put 95 and listen what actually it sounds like after the 95% procession. I mean.
Hey guys, what's up? Can you hear me? Blah blah blah. This is the worst voice I never hear before.
So after I put 95% of denoise, it still sounds a bit of I can say a bit of bumpy sound on those reverb pops. So I'm going to use the second way, which is the noise specific noise reduction process, to cut it off. So what actually it means by the specific noise reduction process? So actually this specific noise reduction process, it means by we cut off the sound like this one, as you can see right here, this bumpy sound, this part, we just cut off this part instead of kind of like effect on the our audio right here. We just need to cut off this side. So as we zoom it apart, like around 4, yeah, it's around 4, and we're just going to highlight this part so that the Adobe Audition will know that we just want this part and those sides of bumpy sound to get removed. So after that, we go to effects, and you can see you go to the noise and reduction, noise restoration part as well, and we do the capture noise print, which is the Shift P as the shortcuts way. So you press capture noise print and you do Control A, which is the Apple A, and do effects noise reduction process, and goes to noise reduction process, not the denoise, but it's the noise reduction process, which you can do it Control Shift P. As you can see right here, it comes up like this, which this is our bumpy sound and this is our ori sound, which the bumpy sound will cross over this our original audio, so you will hear that sound. But if we cut it off, you won't kind of, I mean, you won't kind of listen to that noise anymore. So what we're gonna do is we normally I will put 10% right here. As you can see, I normally will put 10% and reduce by 10 dB, which I do not put that high. Well, actually, I won't put this number as maybe 96 dB or 30 dB, because if the lower dynamic that you choose, it won't affects a lot, which is it just affects a bit. But if you put higher dynamic, which is it change a lot more than the original voice, and you won't sound naturally, which you sound unnatural. So we don't want to get that kind of noise. We just want to get a dialogue noise, which we want natural. So we just put 10% and 10 dB as well, and listen to what actually it sounds like.
Hey guys, what's up? Can you hear me? Blah blah blah. This is the worst voice I never heard before.
Okay, so there's still a bit, so we just change this 10% to maybe around 25.
Hey guys, what's up? Can you hear me? Blah blah blah. This is the worst voice I never heard before.
Okay, there's still a bit of the sounds comes out, so I just put 45%.
Hey guys, what's up? Can you hear me? Blah blah blah. This is the worst voice I never heard before.
Okay, right now it's way more better than before, and just press apply and goes out. So right now, as you can see in my screen, which is there's still some parts like this one that is it can't be fully reducted. So we're going to specify it out and reduct it ourselves, which is the same way as I said in noise reductions, and just clash noise print, and you go back to noise reduction process and just take it away. Okay, so it's about like a straight line, which means it's fully reducted. And we choose other side, which okay, this is fine. Okay, we can't really hear that. Okay, here this part is a bit, the reverse side, and here is a bit still got a bit reverse sound, so we're going to reduce it as well. Okay, so right now the voice is cleaner as before. So what we're going to do for right now is we're going to master the voice, which is we master a bit on the waveform, which is this, the wave flow. As you can see, it's not that equally, so we're going to make it more equal, like a dialogue, which is we normally say as a audio in studios, which is audio studios. And studio voice, which is we got Control A, which is the Apple A, and we go to effects, and as you can see, a word right here is that specials, and you go to mastering, which is we master our audio, and we choose from this preset. Normally when you come here, it shows default, and we don't want to customize it, so we go to make room for vocals. So what actually it means by make room for vocals is it will kind of diagnostics your voice and makes it more fluent, which is like a wave form. Yeah, it's like the wave from the ocean is like more fluent. So you do not need to change this reverb. You just need to kind of press the make room for vocals, and you press the apply buttons right here, And right now we're gonna listen to why actually it changed the voice.
Hey guys, what's up? Can you hear me? Blah blah blah. This is the worst voice I never heard before.
Okay, so as you can hear that this voice is way more better than before, which is it got a more fluent sound on it. So the last two part we're gonna do is the EQ and compressor as well. So as you can hear that the voice is way more better than before, which is the original voice, and right now we hear that it's very fluent and it's, I can say, it's perfect. But I want to make it more naturally and it's more fluently as I normally say. So I'm going to use the EQ and compressor ways to high pass and low pass and cut it off those unwanted voice. But I won't explain now why actually I'm doing that because it really takes a long time to explain that. So if you really want that tutorial, please comment below in this video, or you can PM me in my human Cuba officially IG account as well. So first of all, I'm going to Apple A as the same and go to effects. And first of all, I'm going to choose the filter and EQ and choose the parametric equalizer as well. So actually I'll do is I will default it first, which shows like this, and I'm going to hear the sound again.
Hey
I'm
guys,
going to listen to
what's
the
up?
sound again.
Can you hear me? Blah blah blah. This is the worst voice I never heard before.
Okay, so after that, think that I'm going to make high pass a bit. Yeah, I put the high pass and it's around. The last part is the compressor section, which I'm going to amplitude compression and go to the dynamics. Um, is around. Let me check. Yes, dynamics. Yeah, I'll go to the dynamics and I'm going to change a bit on the compressor part. So we just did and we finished all those denoise and EQ and all those frequency compressing process. So we're going to listen to actually it sounds like on our final mastering process. So let's listen to it.
Hey guys, what's up? Can you hear me? Blah blah blah. This is the worst voice I never heard before.
Oh my god, it sounds perfect, right? It's way more better than before as the no original audio, and right now it sounds totally perfect. So this is all about my special video for today. So thank you for watching this video. If you still have any questioning or you need the tutorial on the EQ process and the dynamic compressor process as well, please comment below in this video, or you can either comment in the Human Cube officially Instagram account as well. So once again, this is Human Cube channel and I'm getting on Cube everything. So see you next time, and don't forget to subscribe my channel as well. So see you next time. Ciao.